But after yesterday's second day of sell-off, the GIFT Nifty is hinting at another subdued start for the Indian markets. In yesterday's trading session, we saw that the Nifty slipped below the 24,500 mark, and now experts are saying that a further fall below 24,000 would mean an intensified sell-off to Nifty's 23,800 levels. Now we'll see whether or not that holds for the market, and how the market develops over the course of period of today's trading session as well. But on the global front, we have had a mixed handover. Wall Street, that ended on a mixed note overnight, as Treasury yields that hovered about its highest level in 3 months. Asia Pacific markets, even that started off on a quiet note, tracking cues from the Wall Street as well. So plenty lined up in the show. Don't forget, we will be taking up your stock related queries with our technical expert and understand how they look on the charts. So keep posting your queries on our live feed and we will try to address them before 9:30 a.m. For now, let's take a look at the top headlines at this hour. US stocks closed mixed on the Wall Street as yields continued to surge. The S&P 500 and the Dow Jones posted 2 days of losses, whereas Asian markets showed some positive liftoff. Meanwhile, the GIFT Nifty is indicating at a subdued start for the Indian markets. Crude prices extended their gains, with Brent rising 2% to $76 per barrel. Concerns over the Middle East, escalating tensions in the Middle East trouble investors. Gold prices, on the other hand, hit new highs amid uncertainty in the US elections and tensions in the Middle East as well. Bajaj Finance sees stress in the second quarter, raising credit costs in the second quarter. Paytm gets approval from the NPCI to onboard new users 9 months after RBI imposed curbs on registering new users. On the earnings radar, we have index heavyweight Hindustan Unilever reporting results today. MC poll indicates that HUL is expected to report a tepid Q2 performance amid muted rural demand. Others like SBI Life, TVS Motors are also slated to report their September quarter results. Well, if you take a recap of yesterday's trading session, we saw both the Sensex and Nifty extended their 2-day fall and eroded about 13 lakh crore rupees wealth of investors. Nifty is now down. It is down about 7% from its record high levels, and it is yet to be seen how much more of a downside is warranted from here on. So far, no surprises have been seen from the India Inc. September quarter results as well. Even in yesterday's trading session, the likes of Jana Small Finance Bank, Supreme Industries, they all bore the brunt of the worst sell-off due to the earnings misses. Companies, more or less, they have disappointed the street expectations, be it on the sales, EBITDA, operational, or even the profit fronts. So if we see consumer companies, they have reported weak prints wherein managements have indicated a challenging demand environment. Even if we look at the IT pack, they also reported unexciting numbers so far. But overall, they have laid down an optimistic recovery going ahead as well. Banks, on the other hand, battling with higher cost of funds, they have relatively seen moderation in margins. But, from a sequential basis, the margins have seen a sequential expansion as well. Bajaj Finance in focus today. In yesterday's con call, the management had indicated that their margins have stabilized from the September quarter onwards, and the cost of funds have also peaked. So all in all, we'll see how the results season unfold during the course of the period as well. Today we have some more names like HUL, TVS Motors. All of them are slated to report their Q2 results as well. If we look at the option queues data, Nifty put call option ratio dropped to 0.73 levels from 0.81 levels, still reflecting that there are some hopes of a bullish rebound as well. Coming to the F&O ban list, no new entrants were seen there. However, names like Aarti Industries, Bandhan Bank, Birla Soft, Chambal Fertilizer, GNFC, Indian Energy Exchange, and others that is popping up on your screen, they have been retained in the F&O ban list. What was removed from the F&O ban, that included the likes of Granules India, Hindustan Copper, IDFC First Bank, and SAIL. Coming to the foreign fund flows data. Well, FIIs, they continued to be net sellers in yesterday's trading session as well. They sold about 3,980 crore rupees in the cash markets. DIIs, domestic institutional investors, however, helped to trim some of these losses and did most of the heavy lifting in yesterday's trading session and bought about 5,800 crore rupees in the cash markets as well. So with yesterday's FII outflow, they have now offloaded over 72,000 crore rupees from the Indian equities as well. So, so far this month as well, we have seen that, FIIs have continued to be net sellers as well. But just a couple of minutes before we hit the opening bell as well, the pre-open rates, that is also pointing to a subdued start. We can see that the Nifty is already, 93 points down, and the Sensex is down about 300 points as well. So we will be seeing whether or not Nifty holds, well, in the pre-open rates, Nifty has slipped below the 24, it is slipping, it's about like 24,378 levels. So we'll be seeing whether or not Nifty holds that level as well. But on that note, let's quickly get our technical expert of the show. Okay, so we'll soon be getting the technical expert of the show as well. But let's look at some of the stocks that we'll be watching out in today's trading session as well. Well, the first stock that we could be watching out is Zomato. Zomato, the profit jumped about 4x year-on-year levels. It jumped about to 176 crore rupees in the September ended quarter. Revenue also showed quite a bit of a turnaround. It rose about 68% year-on-year to 4,500 crore rupees in the September ended quarter. For Zomato, a steady rise in the food delivery as well as in the quick commerce segment was seen. When we talk about quick commerce, of course, Blinkit comes to mind. So Blinkit has recorded about 129% year-on-year growth, quite a staggering growth for Blinkit coming in as well. The board has also approved 8,500 crore rupees fundraise plan via the QIP. Jefferies has come out with a note saying about retaining their buy call on Zomato and saying that this QIP fundraise is going to help unlock value for Zomato and fund new source avenue lines for new fundraisers as well. Coming to another stock in focus, of course, Hindustan Unilever, that will be reporting their Q2 results today. MC Poll has indicated that the revenue is expected to rise about 4.4% year-on-year to 15,695 crore as well. Net profit, however, they believe is expected to fall flat 0.5% year-on-year to 2,655 crore in the September ended quarter as well. Demand, the HUL believes, the MC Poll and analysts also indicate that HUL demand in the tier 2 and the 3 cities is going to be quite in a moderate tone, and RM prices, which is the raw material prices, that is going to be the key monitorable going ahead as well. But we'll be seeing, how the market unfolds today. Yesterday also we saw a broad-based sell-off. Only ICICI Bank, that stood out at one of the top gainers in the Nifty 50 pack. So we'll see whether or not that holds as well. So another stock in focus today will be Bajaj Finance. Well, the NBFC player that reported 13% year-on-year jump in the profit in the second quarter as well. Revenue, that also rose about 28% year-on-year. The management has said that the heavy loan losses weighed on the profit growth and the return on equity, but it expects the cost of funds to have peaked from here on. So we'll see whether or not Bajaj Finance, how it is doing in the trade today. We'll be watching out for that as well. So let's see, Goldman Sachs today, it came out with a report saying that, the correction could see that a large quantum of correction could not be seen for the Nifty and the Indian markets as well. But a timely correction over the period of 3 to 6 months could be seen for the Indian markets as well, given that there is a shift in the FII flows from the Chinese markets to the Chinese markets as well. So we'll be seeing, whether or not this also holds well as well. But just a couple of minutes before we hit the opening bell, before that, let's address, another stock that will be in focus, that is your Adani Green Energy. Adani Green, that also came out with its Q2 result in yesterday's in aftermarket hours yesterday, wherein we saw the profit jumped about 39% year-on-year to 515 crore rupees in the second quarter. Revenue also rose about 30% year-on-year to about 3,376 crore rupees in the second quarter. Adani Green said that the operational capacity is already up about 34% year on year in the September quarter. So we'll see whether or not Adani Green, how it performs in today's trading session as well. Another Adani Group stock in focus today will be Adani Energy as well. That also saw quite a blockbuster performance in the second quarter, wherein the net profits soared about 2x in year on year to 675 crore rupees in the September quarter. Revenue also rose about 68% year on year to 6,184 crore rupees in the second quarter. Adani Energy notified that it has secured about 3 new transmission projects in the September ended quarter as well. So we'll be watching out on some of these stocks and how they actually perform in today's trading session as well. So now just a couple of minutes before we hit the opening bell, let's see how the rates stand at this point of time. Nifty still, yes, it's down about 93 points in today's trading session as well. Just a couple of minutes before we hit. So just 38 seconds before we hit the opening bell. And we'll also be getting our technical expert of the show, Rajesh Palviya, from the Axis Securities and see how it performs for the remainder of the day. ICICI Prudential, yesterday it also came out with its Q2 results. The insurance company saw net profit rise very moderately to about like 3% year on year in the September ended quarter, whereas total income that rose about by 44% year on year in the September ended quarter. So some of the insurance players will be seeing how they also perform in today's trading session as well. But just 1 second before we hit the opening bell, let's see how the opening rates stack up. So yes, so we are seeing another broad-based sell-off in the initial rates as well. Sensex down about 200 points, while Nifty is also below that 24,500 levels. It is it's standing at 24,430, in the first rates as well. If you look at some of the sectoral movers, we can see that the bank Nifty, Nifty Auto, both of them not doing well in today's trading session. Nifty Metal also not doing well. Nifty FMCG, however, is seeing an uptick after 6 straight days of sell-off as well. So Nifty FMCG, that is doing well. What also is doing well is Nifty IT index. After 2 straight days of sell-off, Nifty IT is holding up better in today's trading session. It's about like 0.5%. India Wix, that has seen a bit of a cool off. It's slipping in the red, but it is about like 14 odd levels right there. We'll see whether or not slowly we can see a bit of a recovery which is emerging in the markets, but whether or not it sustains, that will be a critical point that we need to watch out as well. But other than that, broader markets, if we see mid cap or small caps, that is down about 0.1% as well. Top gainers on the Nifty 50 include both the Bajaj twins have been doing well. Bajaj Finserv, Bajaj Finance, both of them doing well. Bajaj Finserv, that will be also coming out with its September quarter results today. Bajaj Finance up about 3.5%. Do note that the management has hiked the credit cost, but has said that the margins have stabilized and the cost of funds have peaked from here on. So they might be seeing an improvement in margins in the upcoming quarters as well. But we'll be watching out whether or not the top NBFC player does report that. Apart from that, we can see Bajaj Auto, that is doing well. It is up about 0.8%. Infosys 0.5%, Apollo Hospital 0.5% as well on the Nifty 50 top gainers pack as well. What is not doing well on the Nifty 50 pack is M&M, down about 1%, Power Grid, Eicher Motors, BPCL, Bharat Electronics, all of them not doing well in today's trading session as well. So let's see, we have started off low. We'll see whether or not we can see a recovery in the trade as well. But on that note, let's quickly get on board with our technical expert of the show, Rajesh Palviya of Axis Securities. Rajesh, good morning. So good to have you on the show.
Good morning.
Rajesh, we are seeing 2 days of sell-off. Today also Nifty is not doing well. So what are the new levels that we can eye for? Can we expect a further sell-off down to 24,000 for Nifty 50?
So it's a significant supply pressure which we have witnessed in the market in last couple of days, and in this process, Nifty has broken important support area of 24,500 also. So that is adding further more bearishness in the market. Even if we look at the sectors also, most of the sectors have witnessed a significant supply pressure in the previous day. And looking at the data, there is a short built up in most of the sectors. Even Nifty is also having short built up in derivative data. So looking at the data, I think until the Nifty not manages to cross about 24,550 zone, there won't be any kind of relief or pullback we can see in the near-term perspective. And if it's sustained below to 24,500, I think there would be furthermore follow-up selling pressure we can see in the market, and possible down move can extend towards the 24,300, even 24,200 level also, as the overall structure is bearish. Even for the Bank Nifty also, Bank Nifty also broken the important support area of 51,500. And I think if it's sustained below to those level, I think there would be further more downside in the Bank Nifty also, and possible a down move can extend to 51,000 level. That's the immediate put-based concentration. So I think both indices are still looking weak, and I think sell on rise should be your strategy. Those who are doing trading on the indexes, so sell on rise is the strategy for both the indices. Our stop loss to go short in Nifty around 24,600 on spot. And for Bank Nifty, our stop losses are placed at around 51,700 to go short for any kind of minor pullback action.
Okay, all right, Rajesh. We are seeing a bit of a recovery in today's trading session. Sensex again, it's 100 points up. Nifty once again, it's up above that 24,500 levels as well. So we'll see whether or not this recovery is actually sustaining in throughout the trading session as well. But Bank Nifty, that is showing a smart rebound, up about 0.2%. Rajesh, the street was expecting some news from the index heavyweight HDFC Bank. So now that HDFC Bank has showed some promise towards stable margins in their Q2 as well, so can we expect some bounce back in the Bank Nifty as well, given today is also a weekly expiry as well?
So HDFC Bank has not delivered in last a couple of year. There is no as such a major return to the investor in HDFC Bank. Post merger, stock has not delivered any kind of major return. Yes, if we analyze on the longer term time frame, HDFC Bank seems to have bottom out process is already done for the HDFC Bank. Looking at the near term, short term structure, we believe that if HDFC Bank manages to cross above 1750 level, I think there would be some short covering action we can see in the Bank Nifty for the HDFC Bank, and that would lead furthermore upward momentum in the Bank Nifty also. Yes, we have seen some recovery in Bank Nifty after the opening, and looking at the data, as I mentioned, that 51,700 is the key level for intraday perspective. If at all Bank Nifty crosses above 51,700, then there would be some short covering action we can expect in the Bank Nifty. But till the 51,700 not taken out, because again, if you look at the 50-day moving average, which is placed at around 51,700 for the Bank Nifty, so I think that level needs to watch closely. And 1750 is the critical level for HDFC Bank. So these two levels needs to watch for intraday perspective. If at all these levels are taken out by the market, then some short covering action we can witness in the Bank Nifty as well as in the HDFC Bank also.
Okay, all right. So we'll see certain action as well. But Bajaj Finance on the charts, Rajesh, the stock started building some momentum in the initial part of the September,
What do you
uh,
want?
but but most of the gains were already lost out in the second half as well. But today it again has popped up in trade. It's one of the top Nifty gainer as well. So what do you expect for Bajaj Finance? How does the remainder of the year hold out for Bajaj Finance?
Bajaj Finance are still in, Bajaj Finance is still in the down move, downtrend. If you analyze on the daily as well as on the weekly chart, stock is making lower high, lower low formation. Series of lower top, lower bottom formation is taking place in the daily chart, and stock is slipped below to 20-day, 50-day moving average. Though some recovery has taken place in the stock from the lower level, but still looking. Uh, Longer term structure, 6,500 is the key support area on the downside. And if at all stock not breaks below 6,500 level, I think some pullback action we can see. But on the higher side, 7,000 is the key supply zone. So major recovery will take place only above 7,000 level. At this juncture, we believe that stock may remain in the range bound. Possible range 6,600 to 7,000 would be there for some couple of weeks. Either side breakout or breakdown will decide the major direction for the stock.
All right. We'll be seeing certain action for Bajaj Finance as well. But coming to Zomato, Zomato was, yesterday one of the top highlights as well. And today also, we'll see how the action develops in Zomato as well. It came out with its second quarter results. So, Rajesh, where can we see Zomato stock to go? Today, it's down about 3% in today's trading session. But can we expect the stock to cross about that 300 odd levels?
Since last 3, 4 weeks, there is a profit booking is happening in this stock, and in this process, stock now broke its important support area of 250 levels. So I think if it's sustained below to 250, there would be furthermore, follow-up selling pressure we can see in the Zomato, and possible down move can extend to 235. 300 level to cross in a near term to short term looks difficult at this juncture. The first major hurdle for the stock for any pullback is placed at around 270, 275 zone. So until unless it's not process about 275, I think it looks difficult to reach to 300 level in the near term to short term perspective. I think it may take time. I think let's the stock to settle down at certain level. I think in this down move, I think 235 would be the next level where some support buying action we may see. So wait for further more corrective move then to initiate buy. And those who are trader, I think that they can wait for down move towards 235 to initiate some long position.
All right. Let's straight dive into some of the viewer queries. Aman Saxena, he's asking the view on Tata Power. Tata Power, how does it hold on the charts, Rajesh? From the past 6 months, the stock hasn't really performed that well. It has given only about 2% returns as well. But for the remainder of the year, how does it look like? Because we are also on onset of winters as well. So Tata Power as a stock for you.
So this is the fifth consecutive month where stock is still showing, some sort of range bound kind of behavior. Though long-term structure for the stock is in bullish side, in this correction, I think if stocks comes around 420, 415 zone, that's the important level to watch for on the downside. And I think if it's hold above 415 level in this correction, I think there would be some, support buying action may initiate in this counter as long-term structure is bullish. And I think those who wants to buy and accumulate the stock for, medium term to long term perspective, it's an opportunity again in this decline. Buy and accumulate would be the strategy for the stock as long-term structure is bullish. And I think once the market start recovering, I think this stock may also give good return going forward. So our view is bullish. Buy on dips is the strategy. In decline, buy around 415. Keep your stop loss around 390. And on the higher side, 445 is the first level. If it crosses those level, I think then there would be further more higher trajectory towards 490 to 520. But it's a long-term view, not for the trading point of view.
All right, 445, that is the level that we need to watch out for Tata Power as well. But second query that we come on is from Satya. He's asking for the major support levels for JBM Auto, whether or not it is advisable to average for the 1 to 2 year term horizon. JBM Auto, Rajesh, if we look at 6 months, the stock is down about 5% as well. So how does it look like for the remainder of the year for JBM Auto?
So I think stock is in corrective move in line with the market, and as we have witnessed that mid cap and small cap space have shown major down move in this correction. So I think stock is correcting in line with the market. Looking at the long term structure, stock is in bullish trajectory. Yes, there is a corrective move since last 4 5 months. In this correction, I think stock is now approaching again back to its critical and important support area towards 1550, 1500. That's the critical level in this correction. I think wait for this correction to extend towards 1580, 1500 zone. That's the important and attractive level again to re-enter in this stock. So I think wait for those level to buy the stock. On the higher side, 1750, 1800 is the major supply zone. If it crosses above 1800, I think stock may again, have potential to regain its all-time high trajectory going forward. So I think in decline, one can buy and accumulate with stop loss of 1500. So this decline is giving you opportunity again to re-enter in this stock at attractive level.
All right, we'll be watching out for that as well. Rajesh, another user is asking what is his view whether or not he should sell or hold JSW Infra at these levels. JSW Infra, YTD, we have seen about over 30% returns as well. And recently it also won a project, a port project in Maharashtra. But from here on, where can we see JSW Infra to go?
So there is a breakdown on the monthly chart. Almost a 4 month consolidation range breakdown is already taken place in this stock. I think if stock close below to if stock sustain below to 305, I think some more profit taking we can see in this stock. Though stock is in oversold trajectory for near-term perspective, so some pullback action would be there in this stock. But again, in the pullback, 305 needs to watch. If it crosses 305, then I think he may hold on the position. But at this juncture, I think he should trail the stop loss towards 280 zone. That's the important level to watch for. So hold the position with stop loss of 280. If it's not breaks below 280, some pullback would be there around 305. I think around those level, he should review the stock behavior. If it crosses above 305, I think then there is a possibility stock may exhibit furthermore upside towards 325 to 330 kind of zone.
Okay, so 305, that is the level that we need to watch out for JSW Infra. Brajesh, another query is coming in from Kartikeya Singh. He's asking the view on Shakti pumps. Can it be added on the current level? Shakti pumps, it has been a multi-bagger stock so far this year, Rajesh, and recently the board also announced a 5:1 bonus issue. But for the remainder of the year, where can Shakti pumps go? Can we accumulate at these levels?
So overall structure is bullish. Stock is showing strength across all time frame. Yes, some corrective move is taking place in this stock, and in this correction, stock is slipped below to 20-day moving average. But I think if stocks continues to hold above 4200 level, there is no as such worry in terms of trend for the stock. And if it's hold above 4200, I think there is again a possibility that stock may attempt to give breakout above 4600, 4800. And I think again, stock has potential to register a new all-time high also. So overall structure is bullish. 4200 should be your stop loss if you are holding the position. And I think 4600 is the first level where stock may, show some pullback from the current level.
All right, we'll be watching out for those levels for Shakti pumps as well. Rajesh, another query coming in from Shomili Ghosh. She's asking the view on Adani Power. She purchased it at 724 levels, and she's asking whether when or not she can expect it to show some profits as well. So 724 levels that she bought, but so far this year Adani Power has not been given them a decent set of returns as well, like just about 11% pop on a YTD basis. And it's down at today also it's down about 0.2%, trading about that 586 odd levels. So Adani Power, what do you suggest? So should she book some losses at this point of time since she purchased it at 724 odd levels?
So I think stock was corrected around 10% for this month, and looking at the supply pressure in most of the stocks across the board, I think this is again in line with the market reaction. Wait for some pullback. 730 is a little higher from the current level, and I think it will not reach to those level in a hurry. I think it may take time to reach around those level. Overall, Adani Group stocks are not doing good in last couple of most of the stocks are under supply pressure only. Adani Power is approaching towards its critical support area of 540, 550 zone. That's the important level for this correction. I think she should hold for some pullback towards 640, 650 zone. But at this juncture, I think she should follow the stop loss of 560. That needs to be kept as a stop loss. If not break below 560, some pullback action we can see in the stock 620 to 630 zone, where if she wants to book losses around those levels, she can book the losses.
Okay, all right. That is the view coming in for Adani Power as well. Another stock in focus is Varun Beverages. It has reported a solid Q2 results, and we have a query from Varsha Gajjar. She's asking what is the view on Varun Beverages from here on. Varun Beverages today also, Rajesh, it is about, it's up about 3% in today's trading session as well. So Varun Beverages, what does it hold for the near-term outlook?
So we are holding bullish view on Varun Beverages for long-term perspective also, and this stock is in our recommendation list for the long term also. We believe that the way stock has corrected, I think stock has taken the support from its important support area of 560, 570 zone, and some pullback action we have already witnessed in this stock. I think if stocks manages to cross over 650 zone, there is a possibility that stock may attempt to move further higher to previous swing high of 680, 690 zone. And I think looking at the overall long-term structure, we are holding bullish view, and for long-term, our targets are around 750 to 800 for the stock. So buy and accumulate is the strategy for Varun Beverages at this juncture. For short-term trading perspective, I think one should follow the stop loss of 570, and possible target on the higher side we can see towards 680 to 750 on a short-term perspective.
All right, 750, that is the level that needs to be watched out for as well. Another query coming in from Akash. He's asking his view on Motisan Jewelers. Motisan Jewelers, Rajesh, past 1 month, the stock hasn't been doing well, but so far this year, it has been a multi-bagger stock as well. So can we see an extension of a bull run, or should he book profits at this level?
So most of the jewelry stocks have done well in last couple of months, and Motisan has also performed in last couple of months. But since last 3 4 week, we are witnessing some profit taking from the higher level. Looking at the near-term, short-term structure, 265 is the key level. 265, 260 is the key level on the downside. If at all stock not breaks below 265, I think there is a possibility again, stock may show some, recovery from those level, and then on the higher side, 280, 85 may have some supply pressure. But if it stock crosses about 285, there is a possibility that, stock may again, move back to the 300, 300 plus level also. So those who have already long in this stock can place a stop loss or trail stop loss towards 265 to hold the position.
All right, we'll be watching out for that as well. Another query coming in is from Hemant. He's asking about City Union Bank. He's been holding 450 shares at about 135 rupees per share. He's seeing about 23% profit. So should he sell or hold? That is his question, Rajesh. Yesterday we saw 13% pop on City Union Bank after its Q2 results. So what should he do? Should he sell at this point of time, or should he keep holding this stock for the long term?
So post earning, yes, there is a recovery in the stock, and looking at this recovery, I think stock is approaching towards its immediate supply zone of 175, and I think looking at the near-term, short-term structure, there is a possibility that stock may attempt to view breakout above 175, and if it's happen, then furthermore upside towards 195 to 200 we can witness in the short-term perspective also. So as she's already in profit, I think our advice would be to hold the position with the trailing stop loss of 160. And if it continues to hold above 160, I think there is a possibility of breakout over 175. Then target would be around 195 to 200 also.
All right, 200 levels, that is the upper price band that you need to watch out for City Union Bank as well. Another query coming in from Pon Rajesh. He's asking the view on Canterville Retail for the next 1 year. Canterville Retail, it has not been doing well from the past, 1 month as well, but 6 months as well, it has just given a decent 4% returns as well, Rajesh. So Canterville, what is the 1 year time horizon outlook looks like for Canterville, Rajesh?
So stock is in consolidation since last couple of quarter, and looking at the consolidation range, 200 is the lower band, and on the higher side 250 is the higher band. So it's a broader range for the stock since last couple of quarter. Looking at the structure, we believe that until the stock not crosses about 250, it may remain under in this range only. I think if the horizon is a little longer, then he may remain invested in this stock. I think another couple of quarter will require to give breakout about 250. Yes, if it's manages to cross over 250, then there is a possibility of 300 to 320 kind of target on the higher side. But I think it may take another couple of quarter to give these kind of breakout because still structure is showing that furthermore consolidation activity in this range only for next couple of quarters.
All right. So another query which is coming in is from Vijay. He's asking the views on Sudarshan Chemicals. Rajesh, Sudarshan Chemicals, it hit 20% upper circuit in the, probably in just a week as well after the acquisition of UBAC Group news came out. So what does he? So where does the near-term horizon look like for Sudarshan Chemicals? Can we expect more of an extension of a bull run from here on?
So post this announcement, some profit taking from the higher level has been witnessed in this stock, and this is the sixth consecutive day where stock is making lower high-low formation. That clearly shows that sustained supply pressure or profit booking is happening in this stock. In this process, stock is now slipped below to 50-day moving average. Even if I analyze on the weekly chart, also stock was moving in upsloping channel, and in this corrective move, stock has broken its upsloping channel support area also. So I think some more profit booking we can see in the stock going forward as the stock has slipped below 2000 level. So if it's sustained below 2000 level, I think there is a possibility that stock may correct further to the level of 935 to 910 kind of level. So I think those who wants to buy the stock should wait because market is also under the profit booking mode, and I think this stock may also correct further from the current level. So 910 is the next level where stock may correct further if it's sustained below 2000 level.
All right, that is the view coming in for this. Another query is on the view on Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, Rajesh, be it 6 months or even YTD charts, the stock has been quite the underperformer as well. And recently also the stock hit a 52-week low. So can we expect that the bearish trend is going to stay from here on?
Yeah, I think yes. Overall structure is very weak, and looking at the overall long-term, short-term structure, we believe that furthermore weakness we can see in the stock. So I think avoid would be the strategy for this stock. Nothing looks positive on the near-term, short-term, and long-term chart, and stock is moving in down-sloping channel on the monthly chart. So I think furthermore down move can continue in this stock. So I think from our side, it's a avoid. Don't buy this stock as overall structure is weak.
Okay, so overall structure is weak for Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. But coming to Adani Energy, that reported quite a blockbuster September quarter. We saw net profit which rose about 2x year on year as well. So Rajesh, after August 1 top for Adani Energy, the stock has mostly been an underperformer as well. So what do you see for the upcoming sessions for Adani Energy? Today also the stock is not doing well. It's down about like 2%.
So nothing happening in most of the Adani stocks, and most of the Adani stocks are attracting the supply pressure, whatever pullbacks are coming in this stock, and for especially for Adani Energy, this stock is in consolidation since last couple of months, and on the higher side, 1100 is the major supply zone for the stock, and multiple time we have seen that whenever stock attempt to give breakout, it's failed to give breakout above 1100, 1150 zone. So I think this stock may remain in the range only for some more couple of months. On the downside, 890 is the support area, and on the high side, 1100, 1150 are the supply zone. So I think those who are having a long-term horizon can buy around the support area of 900 or 890 zone. Don't buy at current level. I think furthermore downside we can see in the stock as the stock has already slipped below 2000 level on the near term chart. So if it's sustained below 2000 level, there is a possibility that stock may go down to 910, 900 level where some buying action can be attracted by the stock. So wait for correction to initiate long position. Don't buy at current level.
Okay. So, all right, this is the sustenance of 1000 level. That will be a critical point for Adani Energy as well. ICICI Prudential Life that came out with the September quarter results. So, Rajesh, so far this year, the ICICI Prudential that has delivered on over 30% returns. So, what about the remainder of the year? Can we see an extension of this?
So, after a decent rally, stock has corrected in the current month, almost around 7.5% correction for the current month. And looking at the near-term, short-term structure, I think in this corrective move, I think if stocks manages to hold 700, 680 zone, there is a possibility that some pullback action we could see from those level. As overall, short to medium-term structure is looking bullish for the stock. So 700 to 690 is the important level for the stock in this correction. If it's hold, some pullback we can see. Overall, insurance stocks have done well in last couple of months, and we believe that ICICI Prudential may also recover very fast once the market stabilize at certain point. And on the higher side, 750 is the immediate supply zone. If it's crosses 750, then there is a possibility that stock may attempt to move further higher to 800 to 820 kind of zone. So I think yes, there is a possibility that in the next part of this year we could see some recovery in ICICI Prudential. One can utilize this decline as a buying opportunity in this stock.
Okay, some buying opportunity in the stock should be utilized. Rajesh, another query coming in is on the view on Vijay Labs. Today the stock is down, so he's asking that he's already made a profit of about 20%. So should I hold or exit the stock from here on? What is the view for Vijay Labs?
Uh, I'm not ready with the chart, so I won't be able to comment on this stock.
Okay, okay, sure. We'll just be talking about HUL. HUL that is set to report its Q2 results in today's trading session. The MC poll has been indicating that the revenue is expected to rise very moderately by about 4% year on year, but the profit is expected to be flat to negative due to concerns around higher ad spends, a tepid demand scenario in the rural part as well. So HUL, Rajesh, after last month's high as well, the stock is once again one of the top laggards as well. So what do you make of it for HUL? Can we see that that was just a one-time outperformance for HUL, and from here on we can see certain underperformance leeway as well?
So this is the fifth consecutive week where stock is making lower high-low formation. That clearly shows that sustained supply pressure is there in the stock prices. Though stock has corrected already in the current month around 9.5% correction we have already seen in this stock. Stock is already broken its 20-day, 50-day moving average, and I think there is no as such recovery from the lower level also. Looking at the near-term, short-term structure, 2640 and 2630 are the important level on the downside. If it stocks manages to hold this 2640, 2630 level, then some recovery we can see as already correct. Stock has already corrected. So some recovery we could witness if it's not breaks below 2630 level. On the higher side, 2730, 2740 are the immediate supply zone for the stock. So about 2740, we can witness some short covering action in the stock, and then possible target towards 2800 we can see. But I think one should follow the stop loss of 2630 if you are buying this stock in this decline.
All right. All right. Just one last question before we let you go, Rajesh. We have been seeing quite a bit of a sell-off. So, what are your trading strategy before we hit the Muhurat trading and the new Hindu calendar year as well?
So very difficult market ahead of Diwali, and we have seen these kind of difficult market a few time back also ahead of Diwali. So very few pockets where we can see some bit of recovery at this juncture as the structure is still on the weaker side. So some of the automobile stocks where we are focusing. So Mahindra and Mahindra is one stock where we are focusing as the stock is already corrected from the recent high, and now stock is negotiating with its immediate support area of 2800, 2840 kind of zone. So I think Mahindra and Mahindra is giving you opportunity in the decline. So here one can deploy some long trade with stop loss of 2760. And on the high side, for short term perspective, 3000 to 3100 would be the uh, target, the near term perspective for the stock. And some of the pockets from the pharma space can be looked at in this decline. I think Lupin is the one stock where one can focus in this decline as long-term structure is bullish. Some corrective move is taken place in this stock. So I think Lupin is also looking attractive. One can deploy some long bets in this stock with stop loss of 2060. And on the high side, we are projecting target towards 2250 to 2200 on the high side. And the third stock that is from the mid cap IT space, and that is Coforge. That stock is continuously showing a good buying interest from a lower level. And again, in the today's session, also we have seen very smart recovery in the stock from the lower level. So Coforge is another buy. Buy and accumulate would be a strategy. Your stop loss should be placed at around 7,000 level, and we are projecting target towards 7,600 to 7,700 for Coforge on the short-term perspective.
All right, so M&M, Lupin, and Coforge, that are the top picks coming in for you. So thank you, Rajesh. Thank you for taking out time addressing the viewer queries and sharing trading strategy. We hope that we connect with you soon as well. Let's just take a quick check of the market before we come to an end of this edition as well. Seeing a smart recovery in today's trading session. Sensex is up about 70 points. Sensex is trading about that 80 to 90 levels as well. Nifty also, testing that levels of about 24,500 mark as well. Right now standing at 24,490 levels. If we are looking at broader markets are still seeing cuts. It's seeing the worst of the sell-off once again. Small cap index, that is the worst out of the two from the mid cap and small cap. It is down about nearly 1% for the small cap index as well. If we look at some of the sectors, we can see Nifty Energy, that is down about 1% in today's trading session. PSU banks, that is also not doing well. That is down about 1% in today's trading session. Bank Nifty up about 0.2%. It's a weekly expiry day. We'll see whether or not this recovery or a bounce back also holds out for the Bank Nifty index as well. Nifty Auto, that is also down. It is flat in red in today's trading session. Nifty Realty Index, it is down about 1% in today's trading session as well. India VIX, the volatility gauge, that is seeing a bit of a recovery. It has shot up about 2% and near about that 3% and trading about that 15 odd levels as well. If you look at some of the top gainers on the Nifty 50 index, that still includes the likes of Bajaj Twins, HDFC Bank, Bajaj Auto, Adani Enterprises as well. Some of the top losers on the Nifty 50 index include NTPC, Power Grid. So some of the top power plays are dominating the top Nifty 50 loser pack as well. Shriram Finance, BPCL, ONGC, they are also some of the top losers. We are seeing that crude prices also rose about 2%. Brent is hovering about that $76 per barrel. BPCL and ONGC are some of the companies seeing the worst of the sell-off as well. So, all right, with that, we have come to an end of this edition of the Opening Bell. Don't forget to tune in at 3:30 p.m. for Closing Bell. We will be taking you through how the market have developed, the hits and misses of the top stocks. Until then, do stay tuned to moneycontrol.com for all the business updates and market insights.